All right, guys. Good morning. This is the morning after. I hadn't looked to see if there's any path for us to get into playoffs or whatnot. If there is a path, please someone tell me so I can get some kind of positivity in that world. But I just feel like yesterday was the final stamp on our season. You still have to fight. You still got to go out there and go 100 because things may happen. Other teams may lose. People may get hurt. Some things may happen, but we're so far behind in the NFC East that that's not going to happen. And the wild card picture has to totally change. Some drastic things has to happen in the wild card thing for us to win. I don't know what it is. You tell me, and then we'll move forward. But I want to tell you what my thoughts are on this football team, because a lot of you are getting what I say confused because you don't know where it comes from. I didn't like Jason Garrett when he was hired because I felt like he didn't have any experience. It's all of my videos. I said we hired a coach that did not come from a coaching tree, and I was very adamant on a coach coming from some kind of coaching program where they teach you coaching. You know, the ins and outs of coaching, the little particulars of coaching and all that. So Jason Garrett has been learning that stuff on the job, and I just don't think that's effective. And you can see other coaches that came from other coaches on other teams like Peterson, like McVay, you know, come in and they establish that coaching philosophy on their team immediately and move forward. And we don't have a philosophy, or we do have a philosophy and don't want to associate ourselves with that philosophy. And we were given, I think it was probably Callahan, we were given a great offensive line. And we were using that offensive line correctly when we were running the football. There's nothing on this team that I've seen in the last, I don't know how many years, as far as passing the football, that we went out, even when we had superstar Tony Romo as quarterback. Now, this is horrible. The more you look back of it, it's horrible. Even when we had a brilliant quarterback like Tony Romo, we had to sell out to the run in 2014 to get any type of success. So this team is a run first football team. Then you bring in Dak and with the draft. I'll go back to the draft. I wanted Ezekiel Elliott bad because I knew at that point with this Jason Garrett, who I knew wasn't going anywhere, with our defense is probably going to stay the same, might be different coordinator. You know, I didn't think Marinelli or what's his name? I can't think of his name. Kiffin was going to be there much longer, but I didn't think anybody that was going to be much different than them was going to be there. So in this current structure of our football team, the way it was going to be, because you and I did not see a change, and there hasn't been a change, that running the football was the only way for these guys to succeed, because they can't do it in the other ways. They can't do it through the passing game. They can't do it through defense. So we got Zeke, and Zeke has been a brilliant Band-Aid for them for not being able to do these things. And now that we've taken Zeke away and we're looking, and like I said, every game, last game, it was our pass protection that was exposed. This week, it was our quarterbacking that was exposed. Next week, it might be our defense that is exposed. But all those elements around our football team that we're not as good at, we'll get exposed now because we don't have the one thing that we can do well. And people were coming like, Alfred Morris had 91 yards. That's not what I'm talking about. 91 yards was very good. Awesome. But the other team had close to 200 yards. And even worse than that, on an organizational standpoint, Jay Ajayi had the same amount of yards as Alfred Morris on 7 carries. Alfred Morris had 17. So what I'm saying is, how good of what Alfred Morris would have been with Jay Ajayi with Alfred Morris, and us just pounding them as they pounded us, because Carson Wentz only had 168 yards passing. They didn't eat us up through the air. They ran it down our throats. So it's not adequate when we, the Dallas Cowboys, are a run-first football team. We cannot, again, like I said after the game, we cannot pass as well as the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sorry. If you say we can, you're fooling yourself. We do not have the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles. If you say we do, I'm sorry. You're fooling yourself. And we probably don't have the special teams because they like to return kicks like crazy there in Philadelphia. So with all those aspects going for them, you can't let them out Dallas Cowboy the Dallas Cowboys. And that's what we did. And once you do that, and we only got 3 third downs. 3 third downs. We put ourselves in horrible position. We start forcing the ball to receivers. Very, very erratic. And that is straight coaching. That is straight coaching. So with this coaching staff, with what we do in the front office, they brought talent, but the structure is wrong. With the coaching is wrong. And whatever you think, it's not going to work unless we ride the great players that we have in our position. And we got one of them gone on offense, and now the losses of the other ones are just magnified because we can't do what the Dallas Cowboys are supposed to be able to do. So I don't know where we go forward. I don't see. Last week, it could have been a bad game for Dak. I said that in my video. It really could. I saw pick six after pick. I saw at least 2 pick sixes last week with Dak Prescott. So this week, I clearly understood what happened. And next week, it may happen again. You know, we do not have our offensive identity right now, and we're out there forcing things. There's no rhythm. There's no this. There's no that. There's nothing. There's nothing. And the defense is just like, the defense lives off the offense. The defense thrives off the offense. If the offense is doing well, then the defense just kicks your behind. And right now, the whole thing is out of whack. And I'm sorry, it's probably, again, I have that same feeling as when we got Ezekiel Elliott. Ain't nobody going anywhere. Jason Garrett ain't going anywhere. The defense is not going to change. They're not going to change much at all. They're going to spin this, and they're going to blame somebody, and they're going to come back and tweak something very small, and we're going to stay in the same tight little hole that we're in. And now it's really dangerous for us to stay with this plan, because we've got a team that has gotten better than us. We've got a team that's gotten better than us in our division with a new coach and all that kind of stuff. So somehow we've got to up our game seriously to get back over the Philadelphia 76ers, because they're going to be, 76ers, the Eagles, because they're going to be flying high after this season. They're killing it. And we're going to have to sit here and watch it. All right. Holla at you. Peace.